giving. I'm going to keep it. There we go. Is going to show up. Hi, Zariah, is that correct? And Armando. I do musical comedy with old Eve here and life coaching. I like to share tidbits that help me save my life from the grave, menopause, cancer. I wrote a book called Eating My Way to Heaven, which you can find at eatingmywaytoheaven.com. And you can find some of my fun musical comedy on my YouTube channel. And if you could stand it, there's a really graphic video on my YouTube channel about healing my cancer naturally. So, right now, I'm just going to play for a few minutes, see if America's Got Talent shows up, because they're auditioning people live today, so I'm trying to attract them to my channel. So I'm going to play a little medley of songs, and then if you're still around, I will share one of my comedy routines with you. To be a comedian instead of a musician, I can screw up. The funny thing is, usually, too hot. Usually when I make a mistake, I just keep going. But now that I have an iPhone and the toxic relationship with Siri, every time I miss a note, I hear this voice in my head going, turn around, you missed a note, you gotta go back, I get thrown off now and then. Oh, it's better. I was about to pass out. Alrighty. Where was I before I so rudely screwed up and interrupted myself? Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Take up stock. Hang on. Whoa. Nope. Nope. I got it. Got it. It's alright. I got it. So there's some serious stuff. Let's see. Oh, hello. A few more folks watching. Like I said, I'm just hanging around waiting for America's Got Talent to show up. They're auditioning today. I've got the winning $1.4 billion Powerball ticket here, so you guys don't waste your money on any. I got it. And I'm prepared to give you a little education in terrorism if you got a moment. Trump's been running around the world, excuse me, I call him Trump, has been running around the world just hysterical about terrorism because he doesn't understand it. So here's what you need to know about terrorism. When it comes to ISIS, the guys with the biggest guns, those are the bad guys. And you need to work your plan on how you're going to get safe from the bad guys. But American terrorists are way more subtle. So I'm going to share with you an actual transmission that was broadcast by American terrorists. And I think you'll see why we can't build a wall big enough to protect ourselves from these guys. Ask your doctor if Chantix is right for you. The side effects include, but are not limited to, nausea, vomiting, sleep problems, constipation, hostility, anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, panic attacks, aggressive behaviors, and blisters in the mouth. Seizures and life-threatening skin allergies have happened. And if you get an erection lasting more than 4 hours, call your doctor, because this is a drug that's supposed to help you quit smoking. So if you've had a 4-hour erection, well, hey, it's a bona fide boner, it's all you. But chances are, after a 4-hour erection, you're going to need a cigarette, thanks to the company that sold you a drug to help you quit smoking. And that is how terrorism is done stateside. So, my dream, and the reason that I'm trying to get America's Got Talent attention, is I want to take this show and make it way bigger and more interesting and take it to the stage where we have life coaching, learn some real things about getting well, about being healthy, about what to eat, how to take care of your unit, some musical comedy. I'm going to share my didgeridoo with sound therapy treatments right in the microphone, and call it Laughing in the Face of Cancer. I'd like to open for rock stars and big shot comedians and wherever I'm welcome to find a fun way to talk to people about the fact that sugar and dairy and prescription drugs and overeating and laying around too much is killing us. So I've tried every other way for the last 20 years to share what I know about natural healing. So now I'm going to do it with musical comedy and try and make it a little more fun. So, before I go backwards, hello everybody. Very exciting. Trying to get America's Got Talent's attention over here, so I appreciate the more people that show up, the better it gets. So I was just telling everyone that I'm about life coaching and putting a fun musical comedy slant on it. When I was dying and trying to get all this information on my own, it was way too much. So I'm trying to get it out there in a fun way. So let's talk about sugar. I co-founded the first sugar detox center in the country after recovering from 16 years of bulimia, and sugar was my drug of choice, baby. Just couldn't get enough. And here's what you need to know about sugar. Oh my goodness. Hello everybody. Jaleel, Zechariah, Michael, Madison, Armando. Gee, thanks. Really appreciate your attention. Here's what you need to know about sugar. Sugar is an acid, and cancer lives in acid. A healthy body has to be alkaline. So when you put sugar in your body is literally scrambling to keep you alive, and it's stealing minerals from your bones and your teeth and most of all your sex organs. So 50% of all adult men over 50 in our country are having problems with erectile dysfunction. If you were here a few minutes from my Shantex commercial, you know it really isn't a joke. American men are killing themselves with drugs trying to overcome their erectile dysfunction. So I've written a little ditty here to help everybody, especially the male participants, but ladies, sugar kills our sex life too. I've written a little ditty. I'm new to this one, so I may screw it up, but I want to help them remember that when you reach for that donut, that you might blow on a little nookie later, and you better put that donut down. So let's see if I can pull this off. Let's see. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong key. Forgive me. Gotta get to key of G here. A spoonful of sugar makes your erection go down. Oh, I'm all over the place. Erection go down. Your erection go down. Erection go down. Just a spoonful of sugar makes your I need a lot more work on that one. I was trying to get that polished up for today, but obviously that needs some help. But the point is, a spoonful of sugar makes your erection go down. So remember that the next time you want to do a binge and wonder why, don't work. Okay. most important advice that I give people when telling them about saving my life with natural foods, about coming out of menopause, having a baby at 47, about beating cancer when I had a gruesome event going on right on my face, is number one, you have to believe that you are in control of your temple and that you can fix it. And number two, you need to get back in the garden. We've gotten away from our battery, our food supply that runs our human unit. So, most important for health, take responsibility for where you're at, because if you did it, you can fix it, and get back in the garden. Oh, Jesus. I keep forgetting what key I'm in. My apologies. Sorry. Well, that needs a little work too, but I'm just a beginning harpist. I've only been playing for 2 months. I've got a repertoire of 4 songs, 2 commercials, and a joke, so need lots more practice. I don't call myself a musician. I am a comedian who knows how to do some fun things on this harp. But mostly my focus is being a life coach. I have been lucky enough to save my life twice, to give birth gray-headed at 47 when they said it was impossible to come out of menopause, and to beat cancer when I had a gruesome cancer event going on, didn't turn to a doctor or surgery or drugs. I just got back in the garden. I faced the grief and the emotion that caused me to go down the road of cancer, because it is a self-inflicted disease. We are what we eat, we are what we believe, we are our emotional trauma, we are our joy. Whatever it is, it shows up in our unit. So the most important thing that you have to do is believe. That's how I save my life, is believing that, wow, if I can accept that I caused this, then I can fix it. Otherwise, I'm just a victim, constantly waiting for the next bad thing to happen to me. But it's not true. We are in control of our lives. You can get well. I've worked with everything from diabetes to cancer, schizophrenia, ADHD, co-founded the first sugar detox center in the country where we turn miracles. And you can read about it in my autobiography, Eating My Way to Heaven, at eatingmywaytoheaven.com. And, you know, like I said, I was bulimic for 16 years. I ate and puked more food in an afternoon than all the Victoria's Secret angels put together all through Fashion Week. So I understand food addiction. But here's the thing, you know, bulimics, we're pretty good liars. You know, we got to work a story everywhere we go. You go into Burger King with the intention of ordering enough food to feed the Green Bay Packers, standing there all by yourself. You got to work your story, you know. Well, let's see, I think Jamie said he wanted 2 fish, and Bob wanted a couple of cheeseburgers, and make it 2 burgers for James, and throw in for us, screw them, get their own food next time. You're working a story. But fat people, see, they suck at lying. It's just true. And I can say that because my years of bulimia, even though I've managed to keep myself svelte, I understand food addiction, but fat people, they suck at lying, and it doesn't really matter because we wouldn't believe them anyway when you're wearing your baggage all over you. But I had one client, and I asked her how the diet was going, and she said, "Oh, it's going great. Yeah, I got this, you know. I got this. All I've had to eat today is a couple of pieces of lettuce and 3 lentils." Really? Wow, good for you. Oh, say, hey, you got a little bit of chocolate milk, right? Yeah, right. Oh, great, yeah. 3 lentils. Oh, yeah, and you got some brownie crumbs right there. Yeah, excellent. 3 lentils and some lettuce. Wow, good for you. Yeah, denial will get you to the grave faster than anything. We got to be able to call ourselves on our consumption bullshit. Soon, coming to my YouNow channel soon, I'm going to have an updated version of Jeopardy, the food edition, and it's about these foods will put you in jeopardy, and I'm going to sing the ingredients to popular foods, and then you'll have to guess what toxic treat it is. So that'll be coming up probably starting tomorrow night. I broadcast at 11 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 3 on Sunday. So I'll try and have Jeopardy, the food edition, ready for tomorrow night. So while we're on the sugar stories, and I really must practice my spoonful of sugar, that was terrible. But I want to tell you a quick story about sugar, and this is true. Have you ever seen one of those sidewalks? You know, where there's, I'm trying to get in the picture here, sorry. The sidewalks where the pebbles show. They're called exposed aggregate sidewalks. And the way they make those is that they mix the concrete, they put the pebbles in the concrete, they lay the concrete, and then they spray sugar water over the top of it. And it eats the concrete down to expose the pebbles. Well, as a professional, I wanted to make sure that I was, forwarding accurate information. So I called a construction inspector and I said, "Really? You use sugar to eat down the concrete? That stuff we eat, that we give to children and babies, you eat concrete with it?" He said, "No, actually the official term in the industry is that sugar retards." Let me repeat that. Sugar retards concrete. Retards. Imagine what it does to a brain cell, a pancreas, an infant, when their formula is full of it. Stuff is killing us. And back to those famous erections, okay? When your body is not functioning, it has to start with the organs that you can spare. Sex organs, first thing to go. You lose your sex drive, you lose your erection. For women, you lose your desire. Your periods get messed up, the body just goes out of whack. But you can spare that. You can live through that, as millions of Americans know. But eventually, the mass amounts of minerals it takes to process sugar in the body takes a real toll on us, and it starts pulling on our brain, where dementia, schizophrenia, ADHD, Alzheimer's comes from. Seriously. Worked with all of it. Everybody we got off the sugar got better. Very quickly. If they needed to lose weight, they lost it. If they needed to gain weight, they gained it. But everybody's body balanced. Their brains woke up. It's an exact science. We are what we eat. Put the right stuff in, and magic happens. Truly. But it's not that easy. We're a nation of addicts, and I can say that because I'm one of the worst. Anything I've ever tried or touched, I've used. So I have to work with that. I'm still an addict. So I don't start on a chocolate bar. I know that I can't stop. It's like the old ladies commercial. I can't stop. It's just a little. So you have to work with your addictions. You have to cop to them. You have to work with them. And you have to find substitutes, things that satisfy the addiction but don't hammer the body. One of the things that really harms me is too much coffee. So the way I try and get past that addiction, there's a fake coffee called Pero. And for me, it's just the sweetness, the flavor I'm after. I don't need caffeine. I'm an energized person. So I use like a coconut milk with a little stevia and a fake healthy coffee product. Pero is made from like chicory and barley and great natural grains. And then voila, I can drink the same thing all day that otherwise would really exasperate my cancer, make me constipated, harm my vision. Too much caffeine causes as many problems as too much sugar. So as a nation that loves to consume all of those things in mass quantity, bad idea. So since there's a collection of you now, I think most of you got to see my Shantex commercial a little earlier, but I'm going to share it one more time. This is one of my favorite gags. But, it's really not funny. I did this routine in a rehab center, and the videos on YouTube, you can actually hear the staff and the patients who all got drugs dripping out of their arm while I'm doing this joke saying, she's right. She's absolutely right. What is going on with the pharmaceutical industry in our country is absolutely terrorism. They took over the White House about 10 years ago, and the only way that we can beat this legal nationwide drug addiction is to say no. And the way to say no is say yes to natural foods, to drinking a lot of water, to getting rest, to owning your emotions, doing your shit. And then prescription drugs will just go away because we are not deficient in pharmaceuticals. But here's the real terrorism happening in our country. Ask your doctor if Shantex is right for you. The side effects include, but are not limited to, nausea, vomiting, sleep problems, constipation, hostility, anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, panic attacks, aggressive behaviors, and blisters in the mouth. Seizures and life-threatening allergies have happened. And if you have an erection that lasts more than 4 hours, call your doctor, because this is a drug that's supposed to help you quit smoking. So if you had an erection for 4 hours, well, congratulations, it's all you. But chances are you're going to need a cigarette after a 4-hour erection, thanks to the company that sold you a drug to help you quit smoking. And that is how terrorism is done stateside. Now, like I said, when I started this, I did this gag in a rehab center recently, and I swear to God, they were all in wheelchairs with drugs hanging out their arm, and they were laughing, but it got me thinking. Every symptom I rattled off for you for Shantex is true, except the erection. I researched it. And really? You're going to take a really dangerous drug that can drive you mentally ill or kill you with a skin rash or a seizure, and you don't get the 4-hour erection? That's bullshit. Every dangerous drug should come with a 4-hour erection, don't you think? I mean, let's go out in style. So we can laugh about it, but we got to do something about it, and it's something we can do as personal responsibility. So believe in yourself. Clean up your diet. Know that you are responsible. There's nothing outside of you that's making you sick. It's all you. Don't believe me? Truly. Well, let's see. Let me try a couple of stories. I worked with a woman who had diabetes. She was 80 years old, and she was obese, and the doctors were going to cut off her feet in 2 weeks. So we went in. Hello, Molly. I'm telling a story about a lady who was about to have her feet cut off from diabetes. And she had 2 weeks until they were going to cut off her feet. And we went into her home and said, no shit, Betty, you got to change your life today. And we took all the toxic food out, brought in, nice healthy stuff. She could have, fairly recognizable meals, some organic chicken, a nice broccoli, potato, but it had to be good quality food that wasn't full of hormones and steroids and antibiotics and sugar and blah, 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 blah. So we brought her good, healthy, organic, nutrient-dense foods, some herbs to help her with her addiction, filled the house with great quality water, got her family to come in and take care of her and feed her. And in 2 weeks, she saw her ankles for the first time in 25 years. And she went back to the doctor, and the doctor said, hey, whatever you're doing, keep on doing it, send her home. And she lasted another 10 years without having her feet cut off. And so what the medical profession says is impossible is just their way of trying to keep you sucked into the system. The moment you take responsibility, you can heal this from anything. And I mean anything. I'll tell you another story. One of my clients had late-stage breast cancer. She had already had one breast removed. She had a tumor where her breast had been. She was bald from the chemotherapy and very frail. She was wealthy, and she was a macrobiotic chef instructor. Macrobiotics is a great cancer healing diet, so there was no reason for her to be this sick. I searched her house to see if she was like a closet Twinkie junkie, and she wasn't. She was really rocking the food thing, but she was still dying. And because she was wealthy, she was flying all over the world, you know, talking to professionals, trying all kinds of treatments, and she was still dying. So I came to her home to do a didgeridoo treatment, and I'll treat you to a little sample of it here in a minute. But didgeridoo is just an ancient wind instrument. It's actually, mine's just a piece of PVC. I paid a couple of bucks for it at the plumbing store. They can be made out of bamboo or agave cactus, whatever. The Aboriginals use them in the outback for healing and communication. And I use it as a sound therapy tool. And when I play it close to your body, the sound waves penetrate the body, and we're a big vibrating bag of water, and sound penetrates water, so you can feel it tickle your heart or massage your liver. I've worked with kidney stone patients. Can really help relieve the pain and move the kidneys. So I was doing a didgeridoo treatment on this woman with late-stage cancer. I put her in the bathtub fully clothed, and I was just playing my didgeridoo over her, and she was enjoying it, and I got a message. And I said to her, you know, I think you've been sexually abused. And she said, well, you know, I looked at that. And she had hired a therapist, and she had hired a hypnotherapist, and she had gone to a number of counselors, and she hadn't found anything. And I said, well, I think you need to look again, or it's going to kill you. And I left. And I didn't see her again for about 3 months, and I ran into her at church, and she had a full head of hair, rosy cheeks, she was robust, and she said, you were right. Turned out to be my brother. And we worked through it together, and I'm in remission. So if you can believe it or not, that's up to you. But she had a suppressed sexual abuse memory of incest, and it was killing her. And no amount of good food, no doctors, no knife, no drug was going to get it out of her. But when she released that emotion, that took so much stress off her system that she was able to get well with the tools that she had. And she's not the only late-stage person I've worked with or known, including myself. When you see the video of my cancer on YouTube, it was pretty serious shit. But I wasn't afraid because I knew how it got there. I knew the toxic life and the emotions and the pain that caused it, and just had to back up and work through those things. And as you'll see, it was a pretty quick process. So I am working to launch the Laughing in the Face of Cancer tour. I am trying to raise money. This is a rented harp. I kind of need to purchase my own so I can travel with it. And I need some sound equipment, some stage equipment, but I am looking to put on a 90-minute stage show, hopefully open for some rock bands, big comedians, whatever, but integrate healthy living into entertainment. I call it edutainment. And experiential entertainment, which I'm going to do for you right now. Let me get my didgeridoo. I've had some, here it is, okay, see mine's just a piece of PVC, and I decorated it and made a little mouthpiece for it, but it's just an empty tube, and I'm going to blow into it how it sounds to you right now and how it would feel if you were in the room, in the stadium, or laying down where I could play over you. It may not be the same thing, but I think you'll see. It's really a wild sound, and when you play it next to the body, it really penetrates and vibrates you internally. Some people have pretty profound psychic experiences because it kind of opens you up to another dimension. But truly, it's just sound waves, no different than playing a trumpet or a trombone or anything else. Nothing scary or mystical or evil about it. It's just sound waves that happen to stimulate energy pathways in the body. But most of my clients have had pretty profound experiences where they find some deep-seated emotions that they didn't know were there. Okay, it's all right. Got it. I'll be all right. No worries. Okay, so if you weren't here when I announced I am an absolute beginner, I've only been playing for 2 months, so don't judge me. I'm just having a grand time trying to pump out a few classics and some life coaching information. Some of you have stuck around a while. Do you have any questions on natural healing you'd like to have answered? I'm right here. And if I've touched it, I abused it, and probably got sick from it. So I got some personal been there, done that information to share. No? Nobody? Okay, well, I guess I didn't tell you about old Eve here. The reason that I went out and rented a harp 2 months ago, decided to start a whole new faction of my life, is I'm 58 years old and I've never been married. I've had 1 date in 12 years, and I've been catfished 3 times. So pretty safe to say this is the only thing I'm going to be stroking. But truly, it's okay, because I'm in love with old Eve here. And at 58, I found a new avenue for my joy and my talent and a way to impart information. So I'm having a ball. And I would encourage you to find your dream. Well, I guess I have a child who needs my attention, so I'm going to have to sign off. I was hoping America's Got Talent would show up today, but screw 'em. I got the winning Powerball ticket here. I'll be all set. Love you guys. Please go to my website and check out my book and my coaching and my videos. Give me a like or a comment or a fan or a subscribe. I want to go audition for America's Got Talent Live in February, so I'm raising money for the trip and for my harp and my equipment for the stage show. So if you can afford to contribute, I'd be very grateful. And I hope you come back tonight at 11. I'll be broadcasting Monday through Thursdays at 11 and Sundays at 3. See you. Bye.